Welcome back. It is 1516. In the last one, Verena was killed by Diana. Our twin boys did not survive. Eleanor is pregnant and stuck in the engagement that she is not sure anymore if she wants to be in. Cassandra and her baby died in childbirth. And Lionel aged up wherever he is. Oh, he's over here. So there we go. Anyway, let's roll for this year. Oh, Princess Mary is born this year. That's good. Okay, so Sarah Goth can't get an 8 or a 16. Rolling for her. She survived. Then we have Isolde Gamal and Justina Landgrab can't get a 7, 14, or 19. Okay, and so far so good. Susanna Dubois can't get a 2, 4, or a 6. Actually, is she? She survived. Is she? Oh, yeah. Wait. A second. Why is Heath not a... Why does this keep happening to me? Where's Heath? Oh, why do I do this to myself? Somehow I just can't get this spreadsheet thing right. One day I'm going to notice that there are problems. Here he is. Heath. Okay, Amory and Susanna got on here. Albert? Did Albert? No, Albert's not anywhere. Okay. Okay. Well, obviously I forgot to do everyone from this year. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so Heath should already be... Okay, I gotta write this down. Heath 2 should have aged up in 15, 14. Child, no 2, 4, or 6. Survived. Well, that's good because that was Isla's baby. And then Albert Landgrab, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Albert Landgrab and Odelgard Goth and Siobhan Larkin. Okay, you guys were here. I just forgot 2 of them. What a weird... I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, anyway. We already married off Albert, so we did, right? I'm pretty sure we did. Albert. Yeah, he's married. Where is he? He's married, and he has 2 kids. I'll have to double check on him. Let me make a note. Albert, are you a young adult? He must be by now. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, where was I? Eleanor. No, 3 or 18, Eleanor. Okay, she survived. Good, good, good. And then Randolph has been living a very long time, but I guess for the elder end of life for this, he's the first elder we've had this like time period. So we're just going to roll a d20 to see how much longer he lives. 10 more years. This guy is immortal, I swear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Randolph, Landgrab, whatever he is, died. Yeah. Okay. And Princess Mary is born. Who's pregnant right now? Just Alex and Kinley. Well, actually, technically, Eleanor is pregnant. So let me just add her in. I mean, she's getting married this year, so I'll just add her in. Her baby tries her. Everyone has 6 baby tries. What's up with that? Okay, so Nicholas and Eleanor. I'll actually add them when we actually marry them, but then I will change this and we'll see. Oh, okay. Emmeline Knight is dying. Oh my gosh. Alan Knight is dying. Some deaths are happening. Ingleaf is becoming an adult. All right. Okay. So that seems to be that. And let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so here we are, and we are with our main family, obviously, but actually we're going to do something else really quick because we do want to get Eleanor married because, of course, she's pregnant, so she needs to get married ASAP. but the Gainsford house is completely full. So what I was thinking is that what we'll do is we will break the household up so that we can make a separate house where Eleanor and Nicholas will live, make it a residential rental, even though it's not going to be multiple properties. It's just going to be like a couple rooms, so that they have the room for multiple households in this one household, because we know that this house is not big enough for all these people, but we're just going to accept it. So then we're going to move Nicholas in to a separate room so that him and Eleanor and potentially 6 children can all live there. So that's where we're at. Anyway, we are going to then just bake a birthday cake for Eleanor, except I'm not a bright person, so I forget that it doesn't matter that we baked her a birthday cake because she's pregnant, so she cannot age up. So that's just the way it is. So we're going to have to go straight to the wedding after the birthday cake, because obviously we're not having a birthday because she can't age up because she's pregnant. So it's fine. And then we're going to head out for the wedding, except also now she's not old enough to plan a wedding event. And also, I never made Nicholas old enough. It's just poor planning on my part, because I obviously did not think any of this through until we were actually playing the game. So we are going to, instead, we are going to go over to the ball. We're going to have a ballroom ball, and we are going to try and get them married there in front of everyone. And then I couldn't bring them to the church because of it's not a venue that's allowed for this, I guess. So anyway, I was going to have them try and get married, but then it glitched out and they didn't end up getting married because they're both teenagers, and it's just like, whatever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end her pregnancy. I'm going to take note of her. She was pregnant with a baby girl. I'm going to take note of that. And then we're going to age both her and Nicholas up. And then we're going to start a wedding event at the church and get everybody over there finally. So that is what we're doing. I know that it took a very roundabout way to get here, but let's get everyone in their seats. And then once again, I will send people the wrong way down the aisle, but that's okay. So let me just reiterate that I don't think that Eleanor and Nicholas are necessarily a bad match, but they did have different expectations for what Eleanor was going to be able to do once they got married. And Nicholas is thinking that, she's going to be pregnant, she's going to have lots of babies, she is not going to be able to actually be a knight and fight and actually train and spar and everything. Back then they didn't even think women should be on horses when they were pregnant. So there's no planet on which they would let them do knight training, sparring, wooden swords, whatever. So he's thinking that, it's just a hobby of hers. She likes to be active. She likes to, learn sword fighting and stuff. But she was thinking that she was actually going to make a career out of it. And unfortunately, that was not the case that, was going to be available to her based on this marriage. But she is already pregnant. They have been engaged for a while. She compromised herself. So, there's no backing out of it now. She has no choice but to marry Nicholas, and she does love him and he does love her. I think that she is just realizing that her dream isn't going to be exactly what she thought it would be, that it's going to be different, and that, they are not going to be living exactly the way that she had envisioned it. So that's just the way it is. But we'll come back to her later, see if we can't make something work out for her. But since she's a daughter, so she is going to be a new color. And so we are going to give her the color green. That is an available color. Honestly, gray was next on the list, but I was like, I think green will go better. So we are going to give the Gainsford house the color green now. They are now the Green family. They are no longer red, and that is going to be Eleanor's future children and everything. So if she has a lot of boys, then they will inherit the color green. They won't lose it when they get married. So that is what's going on there. And then we are going to add in Sarah Goth was born Not born. Who was born? I think I forgot to. Yeah, I forgot to. I'm trying to update this spreadsheet. I'm just such a mess when it comes to the spreadsheet lately. I don't even know how I am letting this happen, but it is. It's just happening. So, anyway, we are going to just update the family tree as well. We need to add the entire Gainsford family to the family tree. So, we need to add his parents, his older brother, his younger brother, his older brother's wife, and 2 daughters. So, they have a pretty big family. Again, it was 8 Sims big, so he is actually second in line right now after his brother. And they are, yeah, his parents are still alive. I think for 2 more years his parents are still alive. So they are going to then pass the title to his brother Giles, but unfortunately Giles does not have a son. Fortunately or unfortunately, because I'm sure that Gabriel and Siobhan will be very glad to see Eleanor become the Marchioness after Nicholas's brother dies, if Nicholas does end up outliving his brother, because of course we have to keep in mind that Nicholas will now be rolling, but then I guess it would potentially go to one of Nicholas's children. So there is that before it went to Lawrence. So one way or another, I think that we will probably be having a Marquis either be Eleanor's husband or her son. So that is pretty good for their family. And then, we'll get her pregnant again and all of that. So she is pregnant with the daughter again. And then Gabriel is talking to his brother, to Lionel, and basically asking him about, and another girl. That's Princess Mary was just born. So King Henry finally had a surviving child, but it was a girl. So he is not super thrilled by that. I mean, he is glad that he had a child who survived, but at the same time, she's a girl. So that was not exactly what he wanted. But I do think that anyway, Gabriel was talking to Lionel and basically saying with Lionel that, asking him if he's seen any ladies that have been catching his eye. And I'm sure Siobhan will want to get involved with his relationship stuff. But anyway, we are having our baby. So we're having a baby and she does survive. But of course, it's another girl. So I think that that is so funny, is that the only babies that seem to be surviving for us are girls. It's actually kind of similar to that happened in our samurai challenge, where all of our boys seem to be dying, and I think that that's really interesting, especially considering Gabriel now has like multiple. I actually don't know if this has happened yet. Probably not. Maybe. I think so. Yeah, she doesn't look pregnant anymore. Eleanor has given him a son, as did Verena, sorry, and yet Diana has not had a son, and so that is really frustrating that he has no legitimate sons. So King Henry actually called to come over. I was going to go to you, my guy, but you can come here. So he came here to discuss the situation, because if you remember in the last one, Gabriel did mention, why are all my Sims so sweaty lately? I don't even know, but anyway, Gabriel did mention last time that the Peacock family, was a family of spellcasters and they could potentially help. He felt like they'd be able to help with getting King Henry a son. Gabriel, attributed the power that the jewelry has to them and everything, because Sybil did teach it to him. And so he's going to talk to Henry, and Henry is going to basically be like, it didn't work. They're charlatans. They're fakes. Like, we know that Siobhan actually got in a relationship with Ives last year, because the Peacock family was so close to the king. But as we know, King Henry VIII had people come close to him and then execute them like the next day. Like, he was not a very consistent man. So there is that. Him and Gabriel are talking about how the Peacocks did fail in their duty to make sure he had a son, and so he is really angry about that, and he is actually planning on having an execution where he executes all of them because they failed to deliver on what he wanted. So that's kind of scary for everyone involved, but in the meantime, until we get to that execution event. It looks like William Docra II has come over and is flirting with our wife for some reason. But he came over to hang out with Lionel. Him and Lionel are the same age, so they've been, I guess, being friends and everything. So they're buds. And yeah, so we're just moving forward here. I don't know what this outfit is for Gabriel's career, but okay. Um, and yep, just hanging out with our baby here and our other baby. We're going to age her up, Olivia. And of course, they have a difficult family dynamic. Gabriel just can't help himself, he just has to be mean all the time. But anyway, we are here with our daughter, and both of our daughters look very similar and very similar to their mother, which isn't a bad thing. Diana is gorgeous, so I'm not really too upset about that situation. But yeah, everything is going pretty well. I am trying to have them woohoo again. He did woohoo again with Elaine as well, so she could be pregnant. I don't know. And then Diana might be pregnant after this. So we'll just kind of have to see where we go from there. If we're going to have more kids, which we're trying to do, but it's been tough. So what you going to do? And yeah, so we're going to get ready to... What are we doing next? I honestly forgot. It's getting late here. Oh, it's Easter. Um, so it is Easter. So what we're going to do is we're going to have everyone do their singing and their holiday ceremony and finding eggs. So, of course, little Cesaria is able to quickly get her holiday actions out of the way because she only had to look for eggs. Meanwhile, we're having everyone, do the singing thing and try and get that all taken care of. And then we'll send everyone to search for eggs. And then once that doesn't fulfill everything, we'll send them to a holiday ceremony. So they're all just looking for eggs around the house. It's very cute. I think Easter is a nice holiday in The Sims. Honestly, I feel like it's more interesting in The Sims than it is in real life, but that's okay. We are going to just keep moving along, hunting for eggs all around the house. I mean, honestly, we don't even need to move past this floor in order to search for all of the eggs to satisfy all of the family's requirements. And then also, it looks like Thora Knight is interested in Jumander Gamal, who is the eldest Gamal son. So I'm like, you know what? You go for it. You absolutely go for it. I'm going to marry them. I'm going to marry them off screen, and they're going to get married and be happy. So there's that. And then everyone's at the holiday ceremony, and then we're going to have a grand meal because that is one of the things that is still pending for some people who didn't, have all the things that they needed to check off. Also, I don't know why, but for some reason in the game, some of the ghosts are like not showing as ghosts. They're just showing like the picture is not grayed out like a ghost is, but whatever. So anyway, we are going to make the grand meal and then have everyone come eat it, and then we'll head out to the execution. But I guess it's an Easter event. Easter is the day. It's about resurrection. Oh gosh. So anyway, everyone is having their grand meal and checking off everything for the holiday. They're all feeling good about it. But yes, we do have 2 daughters now, so that is interesting. And then we are going to hopefully, again, keep trying for a boy. We'll see what happens. I mean, I honestly, I may have him bring in, you'll have to let me know what you think. Okay, so our options are to bring in one of the affair children and call that, a legitimate child and pass the title to them. But not only that, also not just pass the title to them, but we would then be, either playing with that child, or we would play with Cesaria or whoever the eldest daughter is as like our main sim for us, but have like the title obviously not go to a daughter. Anyway, so you have to let me know what you think is a good option there. And we'll get back to that if the time comes. And anyway, we're having the execution event. Of course, my computer decided to crash, which was just such a bummer. So my computer is about to crash, and then I had to go all the way back to the wedding, and that was really rough. But anyway, when I rebooted, it turns out that there was a baby being born. So um, unfortunately, the Goths did have their second baby, but it did not survive. We re-got her pregnant and everything. So, like, yeah, you can see here is that we're back at the house. Oh, also in the time it took, there was a fire on the third floor of our house, and it burned literally everything. So we have no carpets or canopies or anything. So, anyway, just moving on from there, and then we are going to just update the family tree here. I feel like I should have gotten a picture of Sarah sooner, but that's okay. And now we'll head to the execution once again to where the king is accusing the peacocks of, maybe being like devil worshippers or something in a way where he's able to blame them for not being able to have a son. And he's, hoping that, in getting rid of them, that maybe, whatever will help him get a son. So we are killing off the last of the peacocks. Unfortunately, they did not survive for very long. They were a pretty prominent family. I mean, they've been in our game for a really long time, but like their family tree is very small and contained, and none of them are ending up surviving. So, poor Saphira just like had such a hard life where her mother ended up killing her father and then got executed. Oh my gosh, and now she's being executed just for being part of the family, even though it's not her fault. And I don't even know if she is a spellcaster. Not all of them were spellcasters, so it's kind of a bummer for them that they are getting executed. You can see there that some of the urns are spellcasters and some aren't. But anyway, moving right along, we are having the execution event, so that is what's going on there. And of course, Siobhan is devastated because Ives, her fiance, has just been killed. Not that anyone knew that they were engaged except for Diana. So Diana, as we know, hates Siobhan and has really been having a hard time lately because she keeps having girls, and she's really sick and tired of all of the pressure and all of the problems, and she kind of finds an outlet by making other people's lives miserable, which is why she made Verena's life miserable and then killed her. So now she has been enemies with Siobhan for quite some time, and so now that Ives has been executed, she is taking the opportunity to get rid of Siobhan. She's going to tell Gabriel, hey, like Siobhan was, having an affair with Ives, and if it got out that that was happening, then, our family's reputation would be really hurt by being affiliated with the Peacocks and all this stuff. And so Gabriel and Siobhan are going to kind of get into it, and he's going to be like, I can't believe you did this to our family and blah, blah, blah. And she's like trying to talk her way out of it because she thought she was being smart by, getting involved with the Peacocks who had the king's favor, but unfortunately it did not work out for her, and Gabriel is just going to send her to one of their properties far away where she cannot cause him any problems, and it hopefully will not get out that she was involved with Ives. So Diana did succeed in getting rid of Siobhan. She is still alive, but she has been kind of banished from the family in order to save face so that no one finds out about her secret rendezvous. So that's where we're at. Anyway, birthdays this year, Sarah Goth became an infant, Isolde Gamal and Justina Landgraf became toddlers, Susanna Dubois became a child, Eleanor Larkin became a young adult, Princess Mary was born, Emmeline and Alan Knight both died, Ingalife Gamal became a young adult, Beatrice Gainsford became a child, Nicholas Gainsford became a young adult, Arthur Landgrab was born, Olivia Larkin was born, and Baby Goth did not survive. All of the peacocks were murdered, and we had a marriage of Thor Knight. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.